Hey guys, it's me, Pascal, your Christian appetizer. I'm here again with another video. What a coincidence. And I want to talk with you about gratitude. I want to talk with you about this topic, which is fairly new compared to other topics. I have studied it the last month, and God have conveyed me through the study two messages that I want to convey to you as well. The first point is gratitude is key to happiness. And I will tell you later on why. And the other point is that we are missing out a lot of fulfillment on the way from point A to point B. We are starting at point A and then we want to come and reach point B, the destination. And on the way, on the journey from both points, we want to be content. We want to be fulfilled. And if we don't show gratitude on the way, we will lose a lot of, yeah, the fulfillment. And fulfillment is basically that you are satisfied in every situation, that you don't find anything to complain about, don't find anything that annoys you. That means you are in a state of peace and joy. And that is where gratitude comes into place. So if you're interested, stay tuned and follow for more. So, I can tell you guys, this message is not only for you, it's also for me. I was not a grateful person, and I'm still not there where I can be and I want to be. I know God has more planned for me, but I can tell you that I was not a grateful person in basically my whole life. Started to change in the last couple of years because I was a perfectionist. I was a perfectionist, and this belief started in the age of 17 or 18 that perfectionism would actually help me to cure my insecurity. But that is not a true, that's a lie. That's false. It doesn't help you or me to always make everything perfect, to always try to be the best, to optimize oneself and not to come to rest and always to stress oneself. It has to be better, 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 and could be better. And why is that? And this is not good. But this is not God's plan. He wants us to have peace. But being self reliant and trying to improve everything and achieve everything and not have any error creates such a high burden and stress level that is not valuable, that is not applicable, that is impossible, and only has negative sides. So perfectionism was a lie, and God, He freed me from this lie. He actually told me that's the opposite. The opposite is actually true about my value. My value is not tied on my performance. My value, my self worth, who I am, who am I? Am I valuable? What is my plan? That is all given by God. And God actually loves you and loves me unconditionally. No condition. Not, you have to fulfill, no. You are valuable. And this might sound really new for you, but the thing is, did you do anything to justify Jesus' death? One of the parts of God put onto the cross to die for all our sins. And did we do anything for that? No, we couldn't. No, neither did you or I. So this was a gift freely given by a sovereign God who just did the first step to showcase, hey, I love you. And I'm actually fine with your faults. I don't want them to stay there forever, but I can work with that. And I still find something good in you. And I still love you. And I still give my son to you. I still let him bleed. I still let him go through all the pain. But I want you to be free of sin. I want you to be free of the punishment, always knowing that something is bad with you, the bad consciousness, the fault finding. He wants to remove that and other things. He wants to have nothing between you and him. So God and you Nothing should be in between. And as long as we don't accept that Jesus is our Savior and believe that, sin will be in between us. And God needs, in order for Him to have an intimate relationship, nothing in between, which makes sense. I mean, if you want to have an intimate relationship, there should not be a lie or something, a secret between you, right? Or something that is dirty. So, coming back to topic, a perfectionist is never pleased, and he always finds something to complain about. He always searches for improvement in order to either distract himself from his own punishment, from his own pain, from his own um, unhappiness, but he won't find it. He won't find it in perfection, and it's not found in constant improvement. So whoever constantly finds faults and searches for them and tries to improve them to not have any mistakes won't find happiness, and this person will never ever be satisfied. And that's what we want. So that's the point. Now gratitude comes into place. Why is gratitude key? Why is it so important to understand this? Life is filled with difficulties, guys. Look, we are at a starting point and we want to come to a certain point B. That could be an improvement in our life quality. That could be that we want also, or that could be that we want to maintain a certain life quality. One of those scenarios, a better car, or we want just to have our car in a nice maintained version. We want a nice house, new nice house, or we want to have our current house or apartment in a clean state, and we want to sometimes renovate it, but actually just want to keep it how it is, and we want to, save it, have it, enjoy it. And still, changes are inevitable in life. Things change, and that could be, for example, a loss of a job. And when we lose our job, we are, of course, not most of the times, we are not pleased with the situation. You can also be stressed. You can also be worrying, starting to worry. But you don't have to do that. You can start trusting God. You can continue trusting God. You can retain the good, positive attitude that He will help us in this situation. But when it happens, first of all, this is probably for many people, first of all, a shock. Minor one, a bigger one. And when we have this journey and we are here in the middle and we have a loss of a job, we have a dip. Most of the times we have a dip, smaller one or the bigger one, depending on the person. And we don't want to stay there. Staying there won't help us. Staying there won't change the situation, won't bring us to happiness, peace, encouragement, joy, whatever it might be. Because what we want is positive benefits. I would say we can call it positive benefits. Peace, joy, and all the other things. Encouragement, freedom, healing, and so much more that we can receive from God. But staying there in this pit won't help us. We have to go out of this pit. We have to start applying again. When we stay to this example with the loss of the job, we have to go through many interviews, maybe, or maybe just one, whatever, God knows. And then we reach the destination. We have a job. Yay, we have it. But staying there won't help. We have to go through difficulties. And while we go through difficulties in life, might be a divorce, might be a difficult time with the family, might be a difficult time with the boss. You have a job, but he's not valuing what you are doing. You're not getting promoted. And in those difficult times, when we trust God and let Him work through our situation, and we work with Him, we do what we can do, and the rest we leave to Him. I always say, I do my best, and God does the rest. And with this formula, you can give Him the responsibilities for the things that you cannot do, and you can also learn to grow into new spiritual areas where you haven't had any experience before. Might be patience. How long do I need to wait to God for finding a new job or to finding a partner? Or that could be also other types of things. When we go through those hard times, we grow spiritually. In the hard times, we most of the times grow the strongest because an external pressure forces us to go closer to God, to ask more for help, to spend more time reading the Bible, to pray more, to worship more, to talk more with other spiritual people about what does God mean, or what did you experience in those times? How can I navigate through that? What do you think does it mean when God says this and this in this situation? So we can grow in the hard times, in the good times, but we grow stronger in the hard times. When we grow, then we experience testimonies. We see that God stayed true to his word. We see God's faithfulness. We see that he testifies through the testimony, his faithfulness. And a testimony is basically a proof that God has not forgotten you, has not left you, has not say A and do B. No, he is true to his word. When he says A, he does it. So going through the hard times lets us develop endurance, and also lets us see that God can be expected. The fulfillment of his promises can be expected. And this is beautifully described, that he turns bad situations into good situations in Genesis 50:20. There we have Joseph. Joseph had a nice family, kinda. His father loved him, and there are probably also other people that liked him. But his brothers were envy about him and didn't like him. So what did they do? They sold him to slavery. Nice family situation. And he experienced a lot of terrible things. But at the end, he had a really good outcome. So he had a starting point, nice family. And then there was the journey. The journey began, basically through the slavery. And then, for this example, it started in the slavery. And then we have destination point B. And on the way to this journey, he started with the slavery, and then after that, many terrible things he had to experience. He also experienced good things, but also bad things. And when he reached then the destination point B, he was the second highest after the pharaoh. This is like, when you compare it to today, would be working closely related to the president of a country and having his nearly the responsibilities and privileges that rights and privileges that he has. And it is also a statement, and he also had the opportunity to save his family and the nation of Egypt from famine. So how did he achieve that? He achieved that because on the journey he stayed true, trustworthy, and close to God. He trusted himself to God. He trusted him to God's timing, to what God said. And he didn't look for his own independence, but he went through those times with God, and he came out on the other side. He reached the plan that God has planned for him. We don't know everything about our plan, but we know it always for a couple of months or even a couple of years, some people even more. But we know it always is good for us. So Joseph, knew this. He already experienced that, and let God decide what happened with him, but trusted himself and always showed a good attitude. Showed, yes, Lord, I do what you say. And I know, and we all know, because we are all humans, he probably had also some hard days. And he also probably was not always doing what God said, but most of the times he did. and he reached his destination, the destination that God has planned for him. So when we experience hard times, we can know that God turns those bad situations into good. And then we can thank him. We can thank him in the problems. And why is that so? Look, if we thank God in the hard times, we appreciate that he is taking care of them. We already expect that he will take care of the problems. We already expect that he is the one who solves what needs to be solved or changes us in the way we need to be changed. He puts everything into his plan, into his timing, and this allows us then to see his faithfulness, to see that we receive that what we need, and we receive that what we want, because we don't want to stay in the difficulty. We don't want to stay in the hard time. We want to get through the other side. So thanking God in the hard times allows us to rest assured that he will do what he says, because he already did it in the past. And if he did it already in the past, we know that he can do it again in the future. And if he can do it again in the future, we know that he will do it in the future. Not only he will do, because he does what he says. We can expect him. We can look forward in a positive way. We can have hope. We can have peace. We can rest assured God is taking care. I mean, we always have to do our part. And it's not like we don't have the choice to decide what we want to do. We can always say, okay, God, I don't want to do that. We can do something else. Completely your decision, completely fine. God gave us two options, a yes for him or a no for him in every situation. But trusting him and following him is the best thing that we can do, whatever day it is, whatever time we have. Because God is almighty, God is faithful, and God has a good character. So we have difficulties, and I don't want to say that they are minor sometimes, but we don't have to let them have us. We can go to God, we can thank him that he will take it away, and by that receive the positive benefits of what he has said, that we can rest assured that he will take care, that he will turn bad into good, that we will reach the destination, that we will go to this valley, we can go through it, we will reach it. We have to go through it in order to come from point A to B. There is no shortcut or another way around. We have to go through it, and we will achieve it. Trust him and trust that you can do it. So I have a question. Do you expect a good outcome from God? Can you already thank him in the trouble, knowing that he will stay faithful and do what he says? If not, I'm not judging you. I'm not criticizing. I'm not here to pinpoint the problems of other people. I'm just saying, don't be disappointed of your weakness. Look forward to God. He is trustworthy, and he states it in Psalm 25:3. Indeed, none of those who expectantly wait for you will be ashamed. Those who turn away from what it is right and deal treacherously without cause will be ashamed, humiliated, embarrassed. So, repeating that point, if we focus on God's provision, on God's character, that he's faithful, and remind ourselves also on the testimonies that help us, that those are proven facts, we have them written down, have even taken a picture, then we know and we believe, or maybe if you're a new believer, we start believing that he will do it again in the future, because God doesn't change. He is constant. What he did in the past, will do in the future. If AI comes or doesn't come, I mean, AI is there, but whatever future version of AI would come, it doesn't matter, because God won't change. He's not changing, and he's there forever. So knowing that helps us to expect him. He did it already in the past. He already gave me a new job after I lost my job. Knowing that, and this was not planned, I didn't know that. Knowing that, I am much more relaxed that he will take care about provisioning, giving me the money that I need to pay my bills and to provide for my family. So expecting him on day-to-day basis in our difficulties changes our behavior. It transitions it into a more peaceful and mindful state, knowing there's someone who takes care of us. And thanking him lets us focus on the good character traits of God. Lets us focus on the one thing on the one person, on the one God who never changes, on who always is there for you and me. And that is beautiful. So, to wrap it up, remember, the blessing that the pain that we experience in our life is temporary, but the blessing is everlasting. We will get through this hard time. Might be take months, maybe even years, but we get, or maybe weeks or days, but we will get through it, thanks to God, because he won't let us stay in this negative situation for longer than we can bear. And then we have gone through them, and we have received a testimony that we have achieved something with God, that we have accomplished, we have overcome the difficulty. Then this testimony builds our faith, makes it stronger, and lets us endure even more difficult times in the future. And that is then the everlasting blessing. Because what we need in life is stability. What we need in life is security. What we need in life is provision. And we can receive all of that from God. And if we receive it, then we have peace. Then we have joy. Then we know I don't have a job, but God is there. I did my best. I already searched for that, but I can enjoy it. And not the person who's like, I don't have a job. At Sunday, I could go into church, or I could enjoy, I could meet some friends, but I don't feel like it because I don't have a job. And other people are like, man, trust God. And you're like, no, I don't want to because I don't see the solution. But faith is not about seeing things. Faith is expecting it before you see it so that you can see it. I want to say and want to end this message with the following point. We are all at a starting point, and maybe we are already on the journey, and we want all to reach a destination. We want to have a better life, better quality of life, better lifestyle. We want to have maybe more money, whatever it might be. And we can get to this point. But on the way, don't lose your fulfillment. Don't lose your joy. Don't lose your peace. Always give thanks. And whatever you do, and whatever you have received from God. And for that, let us finish this message with the following verse, where it states it really clearly, what I just have mentioned. Psalm 103:2. Bless, affectionately, gratefully praise the Lord, O my soul, and forget not one of all his benefits. That means that we should always give thanks for everything that we have. But it's difficult because sometimes we forget something. It actually says don't find something that you can complain about. Because remember, there's always something that you can be thankful for. And that the total of what we have received, thanks to God, is always outweighing what we find faulty or that we don't like, that we can be annoyed by. So I am really, really glad that you stayed with me through this message until this point, and I hope you really, really learned something from that. God is faithful. God is there for you. He loves you unconditionally, and give thanks. Start by changing your mindset. Take this decisive action and give thanks to God for everything that you have. And you will see you have more positive things than negative things. So, guys, thank you very much and have a good day. See you. Bye.